بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مشاهدينا متابعينا في كل مكان، أسعد الله أوقاتكم بكل خير. نلتقي معكم من جديد مع خامس مراحل الوينتر سولستيس تشامبيونشيب مع ووش. Welcome everyone again. Welcome with Winter Solstice Championship, the stage number 5 for the men challenge. The 45 kilometers about to begin. Welcome to you and welcome my partner from Sweden, Jeff Thorin. Welcome, Jeff.
Hi, Abdullah. Thank you for having me once again.
Happy to hear your voice again here, and this day is going to be again with segments. We have today the 7 segments again, it's back by 5 segments, sprint segments. Then we have 2 long segments for 10K, segment number 6 and the segment number 7. Until segment number 5, we have the short sprint distance for 1 kilometers, starting in a 3K from the start. The elevation today is 818, and let's see, again we can see now only 2 riders riding in UAE Clan Team 1, Mr. X100 and Pablo Popovic. Unfortunately, Ricardo Deeb and SS out of the game. UAE Falcons, Yusuf Mirza, Zaid Hamdan, Hassan Al-Rumethi, and Ahmed Al-Taneji is out. And also, we have today Team Alpha from United Arab Emirates, Abu Saif Al-Muharrami, AZ20, Bu'amr, Budhiab, and so proud of you guys. Now they are in the 4th position in the team result. Team 71 from United Arab Emirates, Bu'amr, Bu Yasser and Bu Ali and Bu Mansour. They are still there in the game and they are going to continue this race. Octagon, we have Muhammad Salim, Mansour AD, Hashim Al Harbi. All the best, Octagon. Danish Pavlova, the best team until this moment. Michael Venk, Kennedson, Jason Osborne, William Poshmiller, and Ollie Jones out of the game. The draft team, Bruce Bert, Ryan Gugliano, Rose Fawcett, and Eddie Val, and unfortunately they missed one rider. It was in the 2nd position in the overall, Saeed Safarzada, out of the race after stage number 4. Team NZ, Vidal Miller, Philip Graves, Mitch Ferry, Juan David Vargas. All the best. They are now in the 2nd or 3rd position in the overall team result. Crank Boys, Lorix, and also Archie and Shershio, Matt with Kristen Mark Tuban. Velo Squad, Julio Origo, Tom Hervey, Maxime Pirat. Individual lining up, Christoph Them and Thor Persik. So back now to see everyone lining up, and let's go. We just start the stage number 5. All the riders here. The first segment will be start in 3K. The 3K. And let's see who's going to fight today on this. Today with good result for UAE Clan Team 1, Mr. X100. He just jumped to the 3rd place after stage number 4. He is, here we go, Mr. X100 in great position right now. He is at the 3rd position, the top result, and by 1 minute and 24 seconds behind Jason Osborne. And the 2nd position is Vink, Michael Vink, by 25 seconds between Vink and Jason Osborne, and less than 59 seconds between Mr. X100 and Vink in the 2nd position. So Mr. X100, he did great, and his teammate Pablo Popovic, now he's in the 5th position, and he's 3 minutes behind Osborne, the winner for 4 stages. Until this moment, he's the best rider in this race. and is still pursuing by Yoi Clan Team 1, Mr. X100. He will do his best today. Bruce Baird, after stage number 4, he's just jumped to the 4th position by 1 minute and 59 seconds behind Jason Osborne. Today, the calculation is going to be so clever from Jason. He knows now who's very close to him. One of those riders now, Danish Pavlova team, Michael Vink, he's only 25 seconds behind. Think,
Yeah, the timings are getting pretty close. And I mean, now we're on stage 5, so there's going to be 2 more stages after today. So there's going to be, there's a lot of time for these guys to make up sometimes, especially Mr. X100 being in the 3rd position, 59 seconds back from Vink. I mean, he can still close in on that and maybe get very, very close and to take that 2nd position from Vink. But with the time standing right now, I mean, Jason Osborne, he's just a machine, and he's going to go for his 5th stage win today. And by the looks of it, he's, right where he needs to be right off the get-go. And I think we should see some amazing things from him, as well as Mr. X100 and Bruce Bird. I have a feeling we're going to see those 2 guys hanging out again today and giving us another great stage.
It's 2 kilometers done, 45 kilometers an hour in this moment, with above 300 watts with William Bosch mirror. So now it's counting down to the first segment. In my opinion, that who's there fighting for the overall result, they will be just watching the others who fighting for that segments. We have overall segments, by the way, Jeff. Do you know that?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You can hear me?
Yes, now I can. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, there is now some riders, they are fighting for the overall segments title.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, with this being stage 5, they've covered a lot of segments already. So yeah, there's going to be a really good battle for some segments today, I feel, especially with them being gone yesterday. So now that they're back, it's going to be a little bit more exciting.
I think now that Maxime, until this moment, he's in the overall for the segment number 1. And then this time, he will try to do something because he's the winner until this moment. And there is Christophe in 2nd position, that Maxime now repairing himself for the first segment, because he is in segment number 1. He is with 3 minutes and 30 overall time.
Yeah, you can see now he's putting on
quite
an effort. Yeah, he's moving very fast. Over 700 watts there at the beginning. Now dropping down into the low 500s. He's going to be put out a maximum effort to try to get this segment 1.
You know, that's exactly what we are watching in the Grand Tour, you know, when all the titles. The same thing is happening here now. He's going, that Maxime, he's pushing. Great job, Maxime. Christophe, who's in the 2nd position overall, he's fighting too. Thor, he's going now, moving, was very high intensity now. About to finish. The best time, I think it's Christophe, maybe. Let's see. Oh, Christophe and AZ20 in a 2nd position, the segment number 1. Segment number 1 to now Christophe, the best time. Christophe already in a 2nd position for the overall timing in the segment number 1. AZ in a 6th position, and he came 2nd. Edivel in the 3rd, and also Presky in the 4th position now. Thor, Presky. Maxime in the 5th position. He will lose some seconds, 4 seconds. Christophe, maybe he will be back again to be leading that segment number 1, because he is only less than half seconds. I think Christoph, he will take the overall here in that segment after this stage. Mr. X100, he is here. Jason Osborne is there. Julio Origo. Mr. X100, he's just following Jason. Great job, Mr. X100. Great job. He's going now, moving to catch the group in front, and his teammate now with him is trying to do the same thing now. That Pablo Popovic and Mr. X100 is here, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these guys are going to be trying to close the gap up to the top two there, which is Philip Graves and Michael Kunsen from Denmark. They've got about 4 seconds gap on that main chasing pack. So I think they're going to try to up the pace here and try to bridge the gap and try to keep everybody together. And that's what Jason needs to do. He needs to be up with that front group and not let them get too far out to where at the end of the race, he can just go ahead and make his sprint and maybe possibly secure another stage victory so he can retain his yellow. But you can see now they're already pumping it up. They're up into the 560 watt range at 51 kilometers per hour. And they're going to be bridging that gap here shortly, I think.
Now Mr. X100 in front, and we are waiting for the segment number 2. Will be starting shortly in the 6K. So now 250 meters to start. The gate is front of us now. Keep going, Mr. X100. You're just doing great. Bravo, bravo. That's Mr. X100 here with Pablo Popovic. Jason following him behind. Bruce Baird also is there. And let's see. Here you go. We just start now the segment number 2. Segment number 2, the overall Deep, and he's not there anymore. Vidar, he will try that 100%, but I don't think he's there now. With Yab also, with Eddie Val. That's Mr. X100, bravo. The segment number 2, overall, Mr. X100, he's in 29 position. Christoph now, Rakada Deep in the segment number 2, but he's not racing anymore. He just finished yesterday. He's out of the race. That's Mr. X100 now fighting here. Bravo. الله عليك يا مستر X100. الله عليك. رايح ممتاز. ممتاز جدا وعطاء ممتاز منك. عد هذا التحمل الكبير خصوصا مرحلة أمس اللي سويت فيها وطلعت كل الإمكانيات وقفزت إلى المركز الثالث. الآن المتبقي عليك الحفاظ على هذا. So look at this, Jeff. Now the result has come.
Vidar up there. I was really expecting to see Michael Vink. I was watching him at the beginning of that segment, and he was putting out a lot of effort, kind of like what we've seen in the women's race with Melina.
Oh,
he put out a big effort. Yeah.
Oh, there is some change with Yab.
Wow.
With Yab from Alpha Team. You know, that Budyab now, he's just jumping to the first position with 1 minute and 16 seconds, which is great, Budyab. And Alpha Team, they are in the 4th position in a team result after stage number 4. What a performance. I'm so happy to see him. And it's big surprise for Budyab. Say something, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very awesome performance by Budyab, and he kind of came out of nowhere and took that segment too, and very well deserved. Looking at the watts as he comes through, is at 628 watts, a little bit lower than some of the other guys, but as we've said, it's not about who gets to the line first, it's who makes the segment in the best time. So congratulations, Budyab and Team Alpha.
ألف مبروك أبو ذياب على هذا الأداء الكبير، وأيضا وصولك إلى المركز الأول في السيجمنت رقم 2، وأيضا الزمن الممتاز اللي حطمته الآن. برافو والله، دقيقة و16 ثانية. والآن أعتقد أن بقائكم مع بعض حتى النهاية أعتقد هذا راح يساعدكم في تحسين وضعكم وين ما كنتوا. الآن في المركز الرابع، أعتقد ربما تكون عندكم فرصة تقفزون إلى المركز الثالث. استمروا مثل ما كنتوا فاستمروا. Mr. Sandit preparing himself now in this moment. Bravo, Mr. Sandit, bravo. Let's Mr. Sandit now here. Segment number 3. We're going to segment number 3 in this moment. And segment number 3 for Ricardo Deep and Bruce Baird. So maybe Bruce, he will try right now. Mr. Sandit, William Poshmiller, Rose Fauskett, Pablo Popovich, Philip Graves, Mitch Ferry, Jason Osborne, Michael Vincent. Eddie Vale is here. We are moving now. Segment number 3, 400 meters to the checkpoint. حسن الرميثي still racing with us. Thank you حسن الرميثي. برافو يا حسن، استمر، أدائك ممتاز يا حسن. تيم ألفا تجمعوا مثل ما كنتوا في المراحل السابقة. بروس بير راح يقاتل. Look at this Jeff now. Bruce, he will try to take this segment. He needed. Mr. Alexander also, he just crossed the line by 6.2. Bravo, UAE Clan Team 1 from United Arab Emirates, Mr. X100. Bruce Baird by 1 minute and 22 seconds. Draft team. Behind him, Vink. Then Philip Graves, Michael Kennedson, Mitch Ferry, Ross Fauskett, William Poshmiller, Jason Osborne, and Vidar with Eddie Val in the 10th position. That's segment number 3 result.
It's great to see Bruce Bird up there. He's been going for a few segments here in the last few stages, so it's great that he got one today.
In this result, Bruce, he will be the winner, by the way, in the segment number 3 in overall time. He will be the best time because already Ricardo Deep is out of the race. So he will keep it like that until day after tomorrow, the last stage for this event, the Winter Solstice Championship with MyWhoosh. Let's go, Mr. X100. Don't let that gap happen. Close your gap now. برافو برافو. لا تخليهم يبعدون، لا تخليهم يبعدون. حاول تقرب. What a surprise. What a surprise now. Maxime, he is with the best time, 1 minute and 13. Even he was in the back of the group. And AZ20 from Team Alpha, he just did great from United Arab Emirates. AZ20 in a second position. And Bruce back to the third. Jeff, look at this.
Yeah, that's an insane performance by Maxime. 6-second gap between him and AZ20. At first, it showed up as AZ20, taking the stage ahead of Bruce Bird, but Maxime put in an awesome effort to get 6 seconds between himself and AZ20. That's very impressive. Congratulations, Maxime. So now we're just through the gate for segment 4, which now just started at kilometer 12, and we have Mr. X100 on the screen. And Mr. X100 really needs to bridge that gap up to that little group we can see on screen here being the main peloton if he wants to be in good contention for his overall placement in the championship here by the end of stage 5. He's going to have to put out a lot of work, and he is right now, as you can see, pumping out over 420 watts. The group up ahead is still in the 300 watt range, so if he keeps this up at over 48 kilometers per hour, he should be able to bridge that gap pretty soon. Judging by the gap here, it's about 14 seconds up to Osborne and the guys. So the closest gap there is 8 seconds. I think he can be willing to do that, but they're in the last 200 meters now of this segment, and they're going to be turning on the gas pretty hard. Yeah, as you can see now with Vink, over 780 watts to complete segment 4, and that's really high watts. So Mr. X100 is going to have to pump it up to get back onto the tail end of this chase pack here. It's going to be interesting to see if he can bridge that gap, and it's going to be nice to see the results after the checkpoint here of segment 4 to see if Vink was able to hold on and to take that victory. And no, from the UAE clan team, Pablo Popovic, time of, let's see, zoom in here, 109, 0.200 of a second between him and Team Giraffe Eddie Veal, and then Danish Pavlova with Michael Vink, which is very impressive. Popovic watts through the line is 576 at 8.2 watts per kilo. That's a very, very high number. Congratulations, Pablo Popovic.
مبروك بابلو بوبوفيتش، أداء كبير في هذه الأثناء، في انتظار أيضا مستر إكس 100 في هذه الأثناء، وAZ 20 من الإمارات في المحاولة الآن أيضا في هذه اللحظات لينهي أيضا السيجمنت الحالي، وهذه القوة المدفوعة. سيجمنت رقم 4، سيجمنت نمبر 4 AZ 20 يدفع الآن السرعة 52 كيلومتر في الساعة، وأيضا نشوف الواط وصل ل 300. بابلو بوبوفيتش من اليو اي كلان تيم 1 يحاول الآن في هذه الأثناء أن يبقى مع هذا الزمن، إلا إذا كان هناك رأي آخر لAZ 20 اللي حطم حقيقة وحقق المركز الثاني. برافو يا AZ 20 في هذه اللحظات ينهيها، ولكن لا زال بابلو بوبوفيتش بدقيقة و9 ثواني في السيجمنت رقم 4 في هذا السيجمنت. هذا بابلو بوبوفيتش. Congratulations Pablo Popovic from UAE clan team. Eddie Val in a second position. Vink, Danish Pavlova third. Philip Graves fourth. Jason Osborne, he just following them, and he's staying in the 5th position. AZ 20 in the 9th position, and Rose Foscott 10, with Mitch Ferry 7 and Bruce in 8. So now Mr. X100 here. Jason Osborne is taking the lead in front, and be careful now. He will try. He did great yesterday, Mr. X100. And now it's so hard. He's behind the group 1 by 25 seconds. He need more effort to go to catch this group. Mr. X100, keep going now. You need more effort. Go, go, go. The speed with you is 36, 37. There is 36, 37. So you need more effort, more speed, more power. Go, Mr. X100. Don't let them go. Most of the riders, they are behind you in the overall time after stage number 4. So now you need to catch the group and stay and watch them what they are doing now. They are crossing the number 5 segments. Number 5 segment there, and Mr. X100 is behind them, and Vidar is with him. Vidar from Norwich. Mr. X100 he will try. يلا يا Mr. X100. لا تخليهم يبعدون. دخيلك لا يبعدون، لا يبعدون. روح روح روح. ترى بدأوا ياخذون عليك قاب الآن فوق ال 33 ثانية. هم يمشون بنفس سرعتك بنفس الواطة. الآن أنت أفضل منهم. الآن أنت أفضل منهم. يلا يا بطل. يلا يا بطل. لا يبعدون. الجروب تراها كبير اللي في الأمام. وياهم بس بابلو بوبوفيتش. مقدر التعب اللي تعبته يوم أمس واللي قفزت فيه بالمركز الثالث. لا تخليه يضيع اليوم. لا تخليه يضيع اليوم. حاول انك ما تخليهم ياخذون عليك هذا اللقاب. برافو. هاي 25 ثانية. هذه 25 ثانية مستر X100. لا يبعدون عليك أكثر من هذا بليز. الآن في وضع يعني يعتبر لصالحهم، ماخذين عليك جاب، وخصوصا اللي موجودين الان في المنافسه، خصوصا بروس تراك يعني اقل من تقريبا دقيقه بينكم بينه. بالنسبه لي الترتيب العام هو في المركز الرابع وراك، في هذه الحاله راح يتقدم للمركز الثالث، فلا تخليه يباعد اكثر من هذا. حاول انك تدخل في الجروب، لا زالت المسافه المتبقيه 31 كيلو تقريبا. فعليك الان بهذا الاداء، عليك بهذا الاداء. الان وصلوا 16، اذا معناته 29 كيلو عن خط الوصول. ومستر اكس هندرد، يلا يا بطل، يلا يا بطل، اضغط اضغط اضغط، هذا هو التحدي. وهذا التشيك بوينتس رقم 5. ادائك ممتاز، اتمنى انك تكون ايضا في هذا السيجمنت في تقدم وفي استمرار. ولكن الاهم عندي انا الان واشوفه، احس انك بحاجه انك تكون في الاوفر اول، هو الشرف الكبير لنا ولدوله الامارات. يلا يا بطل. هذا مستر اكساندرت في المركز الثاني عشر الان انهاها، وفينك بدقيقه و14 ثانيه في السيجمنت رقم 5. هذا انهينا الان بنسبه كبيره الخمس سبرنتات الاولى. جيسون اوسبورن في الوضعيه الان ممتازه، ويمشي بنبض ممتاز ايضا، وماسك الكوكب. اعتقد بانه راح يكمل الفوز هذا اليوم. المساله الان معاك يا مستر اكس 100، لا تخليهم يبعدون دخيلك. هذا الان 40 السرعه عندك وعندهم 40، نفس المعدل اللي انت تمشيهم يمشونه. والان هم امامك تقريبا 33 ثانيه موجودين قدامك الان، خصوصا فينك وايضا ايدي فال اللي موجود وراك الان. بالنسبه للترتيب العام، لو تشوفهم في الترتيب العام كلهم اللي قدام الان هم وراك في الترتيب العام، امس تفوقت عليهم كلهم. فبالتالي الان هم عندهم فرصه انهم يتقدمون عليك وياخذون مكانك، خصوصا بروس بيرد. فحاول قد ما تقدر تثبت معدلك، وان شاء الله راح تدخل فيهم، وتحاول تحافظ على هذا المعدل حتى ان تدخل فيهم، واتمنى ذلك باذن الله تعالى. 148 انا اشوف النبض يرتفع عندك، ولكن حافظ على النفس، حافظ على النفس، حافظ على السرعه. الله، ممتاز ممتاز، 50 كيلومتر في الساعه، وهذا اداء ممتاز لك الان. استمر عليه، استمر عليه. بالمناسبه معاك الان واحد النرويجي فيدار موجود وياك في هذه الصوره، راح يساندك شوي، ولكن انت الحمل كله عليك، الحمل كله عليك. يلا يا بطل، سرعتك عاليه، الضغط كبير في الامام الان، تضغط عليهم. ايوه، بديت تقلص الفارق، بديت تقلص الفارق من 33، من 33 وصلت 27 ورجعت مره ثانيه 31. استمر في هذا الاداء، من تاخذ الراس انت، من تسحب، من تضغط، حاول تضبط لفه الريل. ممتاز 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 ممتاز. اوه، زادوا السرعه، زادوا السرعه بشكل كبير في الامام، في اتاكات صايره في الامام، وخصوصا احنا وصلنا عند الكيلو 18، والكيلو 18 بعد شوي راح ندخل ايضا في سيجمنت رقم 6 لمسافه ال10 كيلومترات عند الكيلو ال21، واشوف في اتاكات صايره في الامام، السرعه مرتفعه كبيره، وانت موجود الان في هذا الوضع القتالي. اتمنى انك تستمر عليه. ما ادري لوين راح يوصلون، انا عارف الطواف متعب كل يوم، هذا الاداء نفسه ما تقدر ترتاح كفايه، ولكن هذا هو سباق الدراجات الهوائيه يا بطل. استمر استمر. اخر من تبقى من هذا الفريق الان اثنين، انت وبابلو بوبوفيتش، واداءكم كبير واتمنى التوفيق لكم. يلا يا مستر اكساندرت في هذه الوضعيه في عمليه الان المطارده. So now we can see this, Jeff. It's chasing behind. I can see the chasing group, Mr. X100 and Vida. They are trying to catch the group there. The group one, they are moving with 45 kilometers an hour, and everyone in this group, they want to be in overall time. Even that Bruce Baird, he with good now for today with Edival, Bruce Baird, the both riders in good condition today. I think they recover enough for this day. It is most important day for Mr. X100. He jumped to the third position yesterday. He have to fight for that until the end. Keep going, Mr. X100, Jeff.
Absolutely. Mr. X100 and Vitor, they really need to work together to try to bridge that gap back up to the front. And we've seen Mr. X100 do this with the help of Bruce Bird. What was it? Stage 3, I think it was. They really worked together and pulled themselves back up. So as long as these two guys can work together, they can bridge that gap here in a little bit and make their way back up to the front of the race. And it was pretty exciting. Stage 5 there. Congratulations to Maxime. Major congratulations to Michael Vink there as well. He was 4 seconds back from Maxime, but for a while, Michael Vink was the holder there for segment 5. And I was watching him come across the line. And he was putting out over 750 watts. So I can only imagine the effort that Maxime did to answer that and to beat him by over 4 seconds. So congrats, Maxime. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race as we approach our first 10-kilometer segment here. We're at 19.6 now. Segment 6, which is our first 10K segment of the day, starts at kilometer 21. And let's just hope in the meantime, Mr. X100 and Vitor Mail can bridge that gap and find themselves in a good position for an overall standing today.
Exactly, Jeff. Until this moment, Mr. X100, he just pursues in this group 1. We can see now the left window screen, the group 37 kilometers an hour. Bruce Baird, he is the one looking for this gap, because in this situation he will jump to the 3rd position, and he's the nearest one to be with top 3 after this stage finish. That's why he want to that gap growing and Mr. X100 not reaching the group. But Mr. X100, he will not let that happen, and he is doing great. And exactly, Jeff, like what you are saying, in day 3, it was Mr. X100 and Bruce, they are working, they work together until they back to the group. Now the same thing has happened with Mr. X100 and Vidar Mail from Norwich, and they will try to cut the group again, and the time is still half a minute between the group 1 and the chasing here in Mr. X100 group. Let's go, Mr. X100, and keep going. That here is 32 seconds. He will keep the average speed and the average watts. He just finished yesterday with very high intensity. It's above 360 watts average. He just finished the stage number 4. I hope he can continue with that until the end.
Yeah, me as well. He just has to be what I've been calling him, which is Mr. Consistency. He needs to be really consistent right now and just set into a really high pace and bridge that gap. And now we're coming to the start of segment 6 at kilometer 21, and it's the first of our 10K segments here. I don't think we're going to see any crazy moves off the front of the pack at this point. With it being a 10K stage, I think most of the guys are going to try to stick together. And if we see anything, it's going to be Jason Osborne probably upping the pace midway through this 10K segment and kind of wear the guys out. He's been sitting pretty comfortably during this whole race and not doing a lot of the work trying to grab any segment wins. So I think now at this point of the race, Jason's going to start to turn it up a little bit and try to put the hurt on the rest of the pack.
So, Jeff, now we just start the segment number 6. It's 10K off challenge. And segment number 6 is long distance. Jason Osborne, he was one of those riders now in front. He will try to keep himself in this group more comfortable. With little effort, he can. They are pushing now in front. They are pushing there in front now. Stage number 5, the segment number 6. Bruce, he's the one with this time by 41 minutes and 16 seconds in the overall time for the segment number 6. So Bruce, he will fight now. Ricardo he was in second position, and SS he was third. Kennethson and Jason Osborne in the 5th position. So now we have Mr. X100 also in the 2nd position. He will be in the overall in the segment number 6. He will keep it like that. عندك فرصة كبيرة مستر اكس 100، فرصة كبيرة انك تنافس الان بروس على هذا اللقب للسيجمنت رقم 6. ترتيبك الحالي بالنسبة لهذا انت في المركز الرابع بالنسبة للسيجمنت رقم 6، وبروس هو الاول، ركاض الثاني، اس الثالث، وايضا مستر اكس 100 الرابع. بحكم ان ركاض واس اس مو موجودين، انت الان الثاني في هذا السيجمنت، لا تضيع هذه الفرصه يا بطل. استمر حتى النهايه، سرعتك ممتازه، تعادل سرعتهم. برافو. You know, Jeff, now Mr. X100 in the overall timing in segment number 6, Bruce, he's the winner, and Ricardo Deep second. S is the third position, and Mr. X100 fourth. And we can see now Ricardo Deep and SS, they are not racing anymore. That's why Mr. X100, you have to push more effort and to be in the second position and fighting for the first position in the overall timing and segment number 6. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. He really needs to start pushing. And he is, as you can see, compared to his watts to the front group right now. He keeps pushing up into the 400 range to try to bridge that gap. He's not, yeah, too far back, but he has a lot of work to do once again. And it's he keeps kind of finding himself in these positions. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose to make it more of a challenge from him, but it's certainly a challenge up ahead. But like I said, from stage 3, he's done it before, and I really think he can do it again to try to get up there with Bruce Bird. And it's great watching the front of the race, of course, like having Jason leading the overall series, but a lot of good racing and good action comes from the mid pack, as always, like in every racing organization. So awesome to watch him and Bruce kind of battle it out for these middle positions. So we're almost at the halfway point for segment 6, the first 10K segment of the day. The front of the pack here is all kind of staying together, very nice, keeping each other in their sights, putting up, yeah, they're having some surges there in the 500 watt ranges, but mainly because they're going uphill now at 345 meters above sea level. But right now, everybody's keeping each other in their sights. They're keeping an eye on the data, seeing who's pushing what, and not really let anybody get away. But I think pretty soon we're going to start to see Danish Pavlova really push the pace of this group about the halfway point, I'm guessing, maybe a little bit past, and to try to get an overall segment win. Maybe it's going to be Jason claiming his first segment win for the day, but I think he's been saving up a lot of energy for these last 2 segments and the overall stage win.
Thank you, Jeff. Look at this now. Jason Osborne in good condition and 147 heart rate beat with this man. Mr. X100, he is still doing the same effort with 400 watts and 32 kilometers an hour. It's very hard section of the race. Look at this, 356 meters above the sea level. We are getting through mountains now here. Pablo Popovich, he will try to catch the group, but the group, they are moving now in front of him. And unfortunately, the time it is more than 1 minute and 51 seconds. And Brucey will try at least to take this title now, the segment number 6 title. So now it is going to be more complicated with Mr. X100. He will try to take the segments, and at the same time he is looking for the third position. The overall, he need more effort, and still the race is moving and going, and still there is more than 20 kilometers there to the finish line. Let's go, Mr. Alexander. You're just doing great job now. It's 400 watts, 55 kilometers an hour. Bravo. So now Pablo Popovic already is behind you. So you need more effort, at least to catch the group there in front by 48 seconds. It's 48 seconds. It was more than 1 minute 29 with the group between group one chasing group here with Mr. Alexander. So let's go, Mr. Alexander. You are doing just great now. Pablo Popovic behind Mr. Alexander, his teammate. Now your clan, they will try. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Point for the segments checkpoints. It will be in 31K, Jeff.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty fast. This race is going by really quickly, kind of like how the men's races have been recently in the past days. But yeah, the segment 6, I mean, we're nearly halfway to the finish line, and it looks like the pace is starting to get picked up slightly from our main group here. And it's going to make for a very interesting segment 6 finish, I believe. You have Bruce Bird up there, keep trying to stay on Jason Osborne's wheel, Mitch Ferry, Michael Vink, I mean, look, you can see the strong presence from the Danish Pavlova team. So this is really good for them to keep their number one standing over the entire championship so far, getting so many of their team guys across the line first. But now we can start to see Gunsen put on a little bit of an attack here, trying to pull out some of their teammates. Now that we have drafting back today, they can really work together and take advantage of that situation. So now we can see Gunsen's out front, followed by Ross and Michael Vink. And they're just going to do a little swapping around at this point, I think. And now we're going to start to see some breakaways.
Here we go, Mr. Alexander. It's 45 kilometers an hour. Yesterday he did great job. He jumped to the 3rd position. And overall, after stage number 4, it was time trial stage yesterday. And he was really doing great. But now he is behind and he will try to catch the group. There is time. There is time. He can close that gap. He is moving now. Mr. Alexander. There is here the group 1. Jason Osborne. So interesting name. The World Championship in 2020. UCI World Championship. The Indoor Cycling World Championship in his pocket for 2020. From Germany, 27 years. 27 years old, Jason Osborne. Now he's moving with the tempo level. Go, Jason. You are doing great, bravo. I respect that. Philip Graves there. Keep going, Philip Graves. Philip Graves, he will be trying to do something today with Kennedson also. Philip Graves in a 7th position by 5 minutes and 47 behind Osborne. He will try. But Kennedson is very near to be there with the top 3. Bruce, he just signed, and Mr. Alexander, he will fight for it. Bravo, Mr. Alexander. استمر يا بطل. ماشي تمام، ماشي تمام. ما عليك الآن من القاب. حتى لو ان القاب بينك وبين سبورن دقيقة، ولكن ماشي تمام. الممتاز الآن انك انت ماسك رتم واحد. هذا افضل شيء. الله عليك، الله عليك. استمر على هذا المستوى. استمر يا بطل. والله نقدها. هذه 40 الآن السرعة، وهم أمامك بعد. هذا المكان راح تكون قريب عليهم. راح تخلص الفارق بكل تأكيد. بكل تأكيد راح تخلص الفارق، لأن هم الآن نزلوا السرعة في الأمام. وانت ماشي تمام يا مستر اكسندر. تستمر. خذ النفس. حافظ على السرعة، حافظ على النفس والسرعة أيضا والواط، واستمر على هذا الأداء. ردوا مرة ثانية، زادوا السرعة في الأمام، وصلوها فوق 500 واط. كينيدسن بيقاتل اليوم. هو فينك راح يقاتلون من أجل التوب 3. دانيش بافلوفا يقوم بعمل كبير اليوم في السباق. So Danish Pavlova team today, they're just doing very hard job in front, and they will try to not let this man from UAE clan team to come back again to the group, but he's keeping the average until this moment. and it is stable until this moment. I'm very happy to see this from Mr. Alexander. Now Group 1, Kennedson, he's pulling. Look at Mr. Alexander here in the right window screen. He's just keeping one average, and that is the most important here with indoor cycling race. So you have to be with one average of the watts. You know your ability, you know what you are doing, but you need more effort. You need to stay in that watt until the end. Maybe you will increase that speed little by little. So now that Mr. Alexander in good condition, I can't see him, but the heart rate is so high. He is riding in almost in the red zone, and the checkpoints now already there. Edival, he will try to go. He's attacking the Kennedson, Kennedson, and also Bruce Baird. He's behind them. He's just in the chasing behind in between two groups. Group 1 and group Mr. X100. So let's go, let's go. They're in front of you now. He's trying to close the gap. It's less than 1 minute right now. It's 42 seconds. Allah alaik, ya Mr. X100. So he can do it. Pablo Popovich with him. To 3 riders now. Group Mr. X100. 3 riders, Vidar and Pablo Popovich. They are in front of you now by 1 minute. 1 minute and 17 seconds again. So you need more effort. And let's see. Mr. Alexander fighting here. He will keep himself with those riders now. 2 riders with him. And he's still there. He will not lose more time. He not lose more seconds he needed. Now the checkpoints, in my opinion, this man he will do with the top 3. Yes, we are crossing the line now, the checkpoints, and let's see the result. Bruce, the best time by 13. He will keep himself there, but Mr. Alexander waiting for him. Oh, in 11th position. So congratulations, Bruce Baird. Congratulations. Best time for Bruce Baird, and he will keep himself to be in the top overall result in a segment number 6. Jeff.
Yeah, awesome effort by Bruce Bird getting another segment win there. He was putting out a really good effort. I was watching him off the front, and I thought it was going to be a toss-up between him and Jason, but it looks like Bruce took the win there by just a second over Eddie Veal, and Jason was back just about 2.5 seconds. But I think Jason doesn't really care about the segments that much right now. He's just saving it up for the final half of this race. So now we're back with the main pack on the left side of the screen. You can see Kunsen putting on an attack to get back up to this main group here just before the start of the last 10K segment, segment number 7 for the day, starting at 33 kilometers here. So they're just about 500 meters away from the start of the seventh segment. Up in front, it's still a very demanding lead by the Danish Pavlova team. They've been doing a great job all day, staying at the front of this race and really controlling the pace and the tempo. All probably trying to look out for their main guy, Jason Osborne, but of course, Michael Vink, Kunsen, all of them, they're no slouch of athletes either. So they've all been doing a really good job so far all day. So now we're through the gates of the start of the 7th segment. As I've said before, it's another 10K segment, and this one's going to be a little bit harder than the one previous because now we're going to have a little bit more elevation in the game, and it's going to cater to our riders who are really good at climbing. Osborne, of course, being one of them. Mitch Ferry, Kunsen, all those guys will be up there at the end of this stage. But as of now, I mean, they're pushing over 400 watts. The pack pace is definitely increasing at this stage. 450 watts, around 47 kilometers per hour. They're going to reach a downhill here, and then pretty soon they're going to start to go up. So now would be a good time to kind of spin down the legs, conserve some energy for the upcoming climbs. But I'm not sure if we're going to see any of that here. This would also be a good opportunity for someone to just come out and really up the pace of the entire pack going into this climb. But we're going to have to wait and see. It's a 10K stage, so it's going to be quite a while.
So, Jeff, again, we can see now here in this group, Jason Osborne group, group number 1, and the chasing group behind Pablo Popovich with Mr. X100. Now they are through segment number 7. Segment number 6 here or so. The overall result, I hope everyone can do it, but it will be so hard for everyone here. Let's see who's going to win this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting last segment. And when they finish this segment number 7, then they only have 2K to the finish line. So this is going to be a really tough stage for the guys up front. They've been working really hard all day to kind of stick together. And it's going to be interesting to see who has the most energy at the end for an all out, hopefully, an all out sprint finish. Maybe we can have 3 to 4 guys sprinting it out for the finish line. That'd be quite exciting.
Exactly, Jeff. Now, the overall result for Knudsen and Rakad Deep. Rakad Deep, he's not there anymore. So, Knudsen, he will be the winner. And Jason, he's in the second position right now, behind Knudsen. The both rider they are from Danish Pavlova team. Let's see what is going to be.
It looked like there for a second, Bruce tried to put on an attack, and then Jason and Mitch answered it really quick, and the whole pack kind of sucked him up. But I just want to mention how great of a performance we've seen from Bruce Bird today. He has put on an amazing showing today, almost like a whole new athlete. He's been at the front of this race for majority of the day. He didn't let the pack get away from him. I think he's setting himself up to be in a good overall standing by the end of today, stage 5.
Segment number 7 so fast until this moment. You can see now Jason Osborne, William Pochmiller. He look okay today, by the way. Pochmiller. Philip Graves also. Vink and Eddie Val. Group 1. It's big group. Chasing group behind Mr. X100. They are coming. They will try to do his best to not let that gap growing more than 1 minute and 31 seconds. It's very hard mission, Mr. X100. يلا يا بطل، والله أنا مهمة صعبة، لكن معلش يا بطل. أنا مو بعارف شو اللي صار وتأخرت عليهم، والله هذا الجاب يعني راح يخلي يعني إنه ممكن يقفز عنك حد إلى المركز الثالث، لكن أتمنى إنه ما حد يقدر. نشوف الحساب الحساب لحد الان انا بعطيك الحساب الان بالنسبه لي المجموعه هذه اللي امامك فيها اكثر من واحد ينافسونك بالمنافسه على الترتيب العام، وهذا الشيء راح ياثر، لكن حاول انك تستمر، حاول انك تستمر على هذا الاداء. بروس بابلو بوبوفيتش معاك، كينيتسن انت افضل منه، كينيتسن هو الاقرب للمنافسه معاك، وايضا بروس، كينيتسن وبروس. فخل بالك لا تخلي الجاب هذا يزيد، اذا ما خليته يزيد عن الدقيقه ونص انت بتبقى في المركز الثالث، راح تبقى في المركز الثالث. فبليز حاول الى النهايه، خلاص ما ظل شيء، خلاص الان اقل من 8 كيلومترات 7 كيلومترات الى النهايه. هذا وضعك الان الحالي، نقول 7 كيلومترات 37 الان و900، نقول 38 7 كيلو، كل اللي عندك طلعه، هذا هو الطواف. هذه هي اساسا اذا كنت تتحدث عن عمليه التحمل والصمود والاراده. الآن حافظ على هذا الأمر، برافو عليك، فخور فيك والله، فخور فيك وبإعطائك وأدائك لحد هذه اللحظة يا مستر إكس 100. استمر بهذه القوة، استمر بهذه الصورة حتى الوصول 7 كيلو مترات في التنازلي، بينتهي كل شيء ولا تندم بعدين تقول ما أعطيت كل اللي عندي، لا، عطل اللي عندك كله، لأن خلاص 7 كيلو ما في مجال، ما في مجال. لحد الآن أنت المركز الثالث راح تحافظ عليه. خلينا نشوف الآن المجموعة هذه اللي نشوفها أمامك. اعتقد بان امكانياتك جيده انك تحافظ على المركز الثالث ترتيب عام، اللي حسب الزمن اللي موجود، الزمن اللي موجود الان لصالحك، يعني لا تخليه يزيد عن هذا الجاب على الاقل، اذا ما قدرت تدخل فيهم لا تخليه يزيد عن دقيقه ونص. يلا يا بطل، والله وياك، الله وياك، حافظ على التنفس، تنفس تنفس، ايوه ماشي، ما شاء الله ما شاء الله ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. الان الضغط رهيب جدا موجود، وانت الان ضاغط، وانا احس بالتعب اللي تتعبه، لكن عليك انك تقاتل، ما بتجيبها بسهوله. هاي دقيقتين وصلت ترى الان، عندك دقيقتين ولا زلت في المركز الثالث. لا تضيع هذا الجهد اللي سويته امس، جهدك اللي سويته والقفز اللي قفزته من المركز الثامن الى المركز الثالث لا يضيع اليوم. حاول قد ما تقدر، هم يضغطون في الامام، يبحثون عن زمن اكثر، وخصوصا كينيتسن اللي بكل ما يؤتى من قوه راح يقاتل من اجل انه يوصل الى فوق الثلاث دقائق. وبينك وبينه لا تنسى يعني دقيقه الى دقيقتين تقريبا، دقيقتين بينك وبينه. هاي راح تساعد كينيتسن الان. برافو عليك، برافو عليك، بهالثواني قدرت الان انك ترجع وتعيد التوازن، تعيد التوازن مره ثانيه. مستر اكساندريت قاتل حتى النهايه. نعم، قول لهم من وين، قول لهم من وين، عطهم اللي عندك الان، خل القتال يكون حتى النهايه. برافو يا مستر اكساندريت، هذا هو الاداء الكبير الان من يوي كلان تيم في هذه الوضعيه القتاليه حتى النهايه. دخلنا في منطقه صعبه ترى، خل بالك الان الصعود، الان في صعود وفي صعوبه جايتنك في الامام. استمر، خذ نفس، جهز، هيئ نفسك لهذه الان المعركه الاخيره، وانت تلعب الان في السيجمنت رقم 7، هذا اخر سيجمنت، والمتبقي تقريبا لنهايه هذا السيجمنت الان كما نشاهد اقل من 2 كيلو، 2 كيلو تقريبا. نعم 2 كيلو وينتهي السيجمنت الآن رقم 7، وبعد ذلك خلاص راح تدخل في 2 كيلو للنهاية. معناته الآن في آخر 5 كيلو للوصول، عليك أن تقاتل، حاول تقلص هذا الزمن قد ما تقدر، وأنا واثق أنك تقدر، أنا واثق أنك تقدر وتسويها، بس حافظ على نفسك وشوف الواط، ركز على الواط، لا تخليه ينزل تحت ال 400. هم ماشيين الحين 460 بالمناسبة، في الامام يمشون فوق ال 400 و 460. ولكن الان بما ان اختلافات ما بينكم في العمر واختلافات ايضا في القدرات، علينا نشوف السرعات، السرعات الآن عندهم 24، السرعة عندك 32، لكن هم في مكان صعب الآن، دخلوا في الصعود، الكل واقف على الدراجة، ما حد جالس على الكرسي. No one now sitting on a saddle, everyone standing and they are pushing in this moment. So we are counting down to the checkpoints here in the segment number 7. It is the last 5k to the finish line and everyone waiting for this title. So who's going to push himself to be in the 3rd position? Now Mr. X100, he will fight for that, but in this moment Bruce Baird in good condition and he is very near to be in the top 3. It will be big challenge between the two riders now, and even Kennedson, he's involved with this. He is involved with the top 3 and top 4, and Mr. X100, he will not let that happen. He is fighting now. He is in front of this. It's 1 minute. Let's see. Mr. Muhammad Bikar, please just open for Mr. X100's screen. Let me see. Now here, Bruce. Okay, that's what I need. It's 1 minute and 47. 1 minute. Oh, it's reaching 2 minutes. But shortly, it will be better. Go, Mr. X100, go. You are just doing great now. It's 440. الله الله عليك، الله والله. هذا الضغط، هذا المكان نفسه كانوا يمشون عليه هم 22 23، نفس سرعتك على فكرة. نفس هذا المكان كانوا يمشون عليه نفس هذه السرعة. أيوة، الآن أنت أفضل، الآن أنت أفضل. برافو عليك يا بطل. شوف كيف تخلص الزمن، شوف عينك على الزمن كيف ينزل، لأنك تضغط في هذا المكان اللي هم كانوا يمشون. الله الله مستر X100، برافو 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 والله. نجم 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 والله، تفرحني بهالعطاء هذا الكبير. برافو يا مستر X100. وصل الماكس، وصل الماكس 158، راح توصل ل 160. نبض، خل بالك، خذ النفس، خذ نفس، اكسجين اكثر، اكسجين اكثر. روح يا نجم، روح يا نجم. بروسي قاتل الان هناك، يعرف انك انت وراه بهذا الزمن راح يقفز الى المركز الثالث، فهو الان في المركز الرابع وانت تقاتل الان، لانك لا تبغي تضيع هذا المركز، لا تضيع هذا المركز في ايديك، ولا ترجع ولا ترجع، لا تتراجع، لا تستسلم. خلاص الان انت دخلت في اخر 4 كيلومترات، 4 كيلو ويمكن أقل من 4. نعم، أقل من 4 كيلو يا بطل، أقل من 4 كيلو. الآن المقاتلة اللي موجودة الآن من بينكم، هذا المقاتل من بينكم اللي راح ينهيه. من اللي راح ينهيه لصالحه؟ إن شاء الله تكون أنت، تكون على الأقل في التوب 3، تفرحنا اليوم مثل ما فرحتنا البارح. This race is going now. Look at this, Jeff. Now Mr. X100, about 1 minute and 35. He just did great.
Yeah, it was a very good effort, strong effort from these 3 guys, especially Mr. X100, trying to push the pack of these 3 here. If they keep working together, they can get that gap closer. I don't think at this point in the race they're going to catch the main group. There's just not enough time really, but they can still really work together for an overall team result. And if you look at the end of segment 7 here, Michael Kunsen from Danish Pavlova with a time of 14 minutes and 8 seconds, just about 2 seconds ahead of Eddie Veal from Draft. I was watching him come across the line at over 900 watts, which is just insane. So congratulations to Michael Kunsen from Denmark.
Thank you, Jeff. Look now here, the chasing group is fighting here. Pablo Popovic with him and Vidar. Kennedson attacking now. As the last 2 kilometers to the finish line, stage number 5. Pablo Popovic with Mr. X100 and Vidar from Norwich. The 3 riders about to finish segment number 7. The checkpoints now. Pablo pushing. Mr. X100 now is going. Go, go, Mr. X100. And let's see. Kennedson again. Jason Osborne. Danish Pavlova team. Bruce Baird. He just looking for this. So Kennedson with the best time, 14 minutes. Eddie Val second. Bruce fourth. Philip Graves third. Congratulations, Philip Graves. You're just doing great, man. Now here, Vink in a 7th position. Mitch Ferry 8. William Poshman 9, and we are still waiting for. Oh, Mr. Alexander is here in the 12th position.
Abdullah, we have to look at the main screen. Jason Osborne just launched a major attack, pushing over 1,000 watts at one point. Now in 935 with 46 kilometers per hour at 786 meters up on this climb. It's exactly what I thought was going to happen. He's such a good overall cyclist, but also an amazing climber. He has the perfect body stature for that. Still holding over 840 watts, and he's put 7 seconds on his teammate Michael Kunsen. With right there with him is Bruce Bird and Phillips Graves. He's put almost 10 seconds already, and he's going to go ahead and claim his stage 5 victory
And
to retain his yellow jersey.
Jason Osborne, the winner in stage number 5 with a great performance. What a rider today we have here in stage number 5, and just gave himself now with overall result. Congratulations. And the second position in this moment, it's Kennedson and Philip Graves. Oh, go, 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 go. We are waiting now. Eddie Vell in the second position, Bruce Baird in the third, and Vink fourth, Kenneth in 5, Philip Graves in 6, William Poshmiller 7, Rus Fauskas in the 8th position, Mitch Ferry 9, and we are waiting for this man from United Arab Emirates, Mr. X100. He don't want to lose the time. 600 meters. Mr. X100, you need more effort. Go, go, don't lose the time. يلا 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 الى النهايه الان. عندك خلاص هذه الامتار 500 متر اخيره، كل اللي عندك خلاص، كل اللي عندك. خلي النبض يوصل الماكس الان، ما عندك مشكله. النبض الان خليه يوصل ان شاء الله 160، مو مشكله. عندك روح، كل اللي عندك اضغط اضغط اضغط. 400 متر اخيره، هذا الان المتبقي. الزمن لا تنسى، هم امامك الان، امامك في الزمن، وهذا الزمن مهم جدا بالنسبه لك للترتيب العام. يلا يا مستر اكس 100 يوي كلان تيم. They are trying right now to finish this race in the last 300 meters to the checkpoints. I mean to the finish line, because it's 45k. That stage number 5 is about to finish now with the chasing group, Mr. X100 and Pablo Popovich, side by side to finish this race. And they are looking for the time. It's 1 minute and 3. Oh, I mean, it's more than 1 minute now. It is 1 hour and 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I hope he can finish this before that time running. Oh, he just finished. He just finished. Let me see. Let me see now the timing. It is 1 minute and 40 seconds, Jason. Then 1 minute and 45, AD Val. And Mr. Alexander in 3 minutes 44. And make little now calculation. I can see a Bruce Baird. He will jump to the 3rd position, and Mr. X100, he will be in the 4th until this moment. In the overall, I think we are waiting for the update, that result. But it was great job from Mr. X100. He was fighting until the end, and he will be in the top 5, that 100%. Oh, here again, that Jason the winner, and Vink. Let's see. I think it is Bruce Baird behind by 40, 30, 35, maybe 35 seconds. Bruce still Mr. X100 there. Bravo. It's a great job. Now, this is for stage number 5 overall or not. I'm not sure. Jeff, what do you think, Jeff? حسن الرميثي، يلا يا بطل. So now ابو ذياب تيم الفا استمروا يا شباب حتى النهايه. ترتيبكم بالنسبه لي هذا الرابع للسباق حتى الان، فريق جيد الفا، وعندكم الفرصه لا زالت مرحلتين. يلا يا نجوم، يلا يا ابطال الى النهايه، واتمنى لكم التوفيق. متبقي لك الان 3 كيلومترات، 3 كيلومترات، واداء كبير لكم يا فريق الفا. يلا يا ابو ذياب، ابو ذياب اللي سويته اليوم انتوا ايزي 20 بصراحه مفاجاه. اساسا في هذه البطوله مفاجاه البطوله فريق الفا. شوف كيف محافظين على سيركم. سيف ابو سيف استمر يا بطل، الله يحفظكم ان شاء الله، والى الوصول واكمال ما تبقى من مسافه. خلكم على نفس المستوى، وانتم اليوم راح تحافظون على ترتيبكم وعلى حضوركم ووجودكم من ضمن التوب 5، وانتم الان في المركز الرابع، والله يوفقكم. Now we can see now Team Alpha, they will try to finish this race. AZ20 and Abu Saif وأبو ذياب, they just did great today in this race. Stage number 5 is finished for everyone, and we are waiting for the 2 stages left now. We have tomorrow and day after tomorrow, the last day, and still we are waiting for the last overall result. It will be updated after this race finish. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, my partner there in Sweden. We have Jeff Thorin, and tomorrow will be meters above the sea level. The last part of the race will be the elevation 737. It will be also one more hard day for everyone. Thank you, everyone, and see you tomorrow again, racing with Whoosh in the Winter Solstice Championship. Goodbye.